Miss him. Good job, Nick. Good job, Kachow, who's here with me today. Round 8, we're going to Italy. Monza. Got anything to say, Kachow?
Hello, good evening. I hope you had a good race day. It
Yeah.
was a bang of a race, so
I
yeah,
had an excellent race day. We won't spoil it, though, because there are people who have not watched it, most likely. So, we won't spoil
you're
that.
missing out. You're
Yeah, you're
missing
missing
out.
out. But
Watch it.
good thing that you're watching this, because this is going to be a banger, too. SFR, round 8. Um, Kachow, could you give us a rundown of the standings, or could you go find them while I
Yes, I'm looking
blabber
at
on?
them right now.
Okay, well,
So
let's hear that rundown, Kachow.
I will only do the top 10 though, because I'm too lazy to do all. Alright. So, like, every week so far, we have 5 Kugeln Eis sitting in P1 on 144 points. Then Cornet in P2, 104 points. Urkali in P3 on 78 points. Cool Beans, who is back, is back racing today. He was missing last week. In P4 on 65 points. Then we have Rainer Zufall in P5 on 56 points, who sadly lost his podium last week due to pens. Then we have our first reserve in Honsi in P7. Oh,
And
and
we have a wet
betting.
race, maybe. Who knows? I will go and get the weather forecast. We have at least a wet
Um,
quali. What are some things that would be? What are some corners that would be a real issue for wet quali in Monza?
well, basically the traction zones and Ascari. I don't think people will struggle too much in Lesmos and Parabolica, and Curva Grande is flat out anyways. So,
All right, so we will have a dry race. I have found the
boring.
weather forecasters have told me. So just kind of like the NRL race yesterday, we had that wet quali. If you want to watch that, that's on the CCR network. You can go back and watch that now. The VOD.
Spoiler: the best driver won.
Yeah, that was Kachow. And we had Van Rocco and Cornet commentating that race. They are both in the race today, and the Alpha Tauri and the Merc. Um, yeah, so looks like we got some drivers heading out on track now.
The commentators today had a good finish yesterday. Let's see if the commentators from yesterday
Yes,
will also have a good finish.
that. We hope that's happening. Where's Shieto? I'm not sure where Shieto is. You'd have to ask him.
I don't see him in the lobby, so.
Yes, he is not with us right now.
It's actually a good idea. I will also put up the stream to see the chat. So, and considering pretty much everyone is going out, I'm expecting this to be a full wet quali, so the whole session is probably going to be wet. Because otherwise I feel like a lot of people would try to stay in and just wait for the track to dry out, but
Yeah,
we
so
shall see.
yeah, one of the things that I think we're going to see people really attempting is a coordinated tow, and Monza can be worth, at least in the dry, it's normally worth at least 2/10. So probably
More.
more if you're really good at coordinating it. And two people that we've seen coordinate it in the past in this league, the Alpha Tower team, Cornet and Willans, normally like to coordinate a tow, so we'll see if they can do that. See the two racing points are together as Cornet starts his first flying lap through the first chicane. So Monza, I'm gonna pull up the turn numbers. I don't remember. I mostly know the turn names, but
I think it's 11 corners.
yeah, Monza is 11 corners. Temple of Speed. You got the old banked track in between, or
Ooh, a
that kind
bit
of
deep.
surrounds it as Cornet goes a little bit deep. Monza turn one, that right left chicane, which is very tight, and in race conditions, especially lap one, that is where we'll expect to see front wings flying, debris scattered everywhere. After that, you go into turn three, the Curva Grande, sorry, not Curva del Grande, Curva Grande. Turn three, all the way up into the Della Rosia chicane, turns 4 and 5, which you can really cut the chicane on the left side of turns 4 and 5. Then you go down into Lesmo 1, turn 6, and Lesmo 2, turn 7. Two medium speed corners, but you want to really carry the speed out of Lesmo 2 onto another straight. where you will get DRS into turn 8, which is the beginning of the Ascari chicane, which is turns 8, 9, and 10, and that's going to be a place where we expect a lot of people to crash. Normally, that's a car chewer. Then you go down into another straight. No DRS from turns 10 to turn 11, which is Parabolica. And it's really important to maximize your exit out of turn 11 or out of Parabolica onto the main straight, where you will have DRS again. So that's the track rundown. Most of you guys know Monza, anyways. It's a very, very historic circuit. The tempo of speed. Right now, I haven't seen Cornet set his fast lap, a 1:29. What do you think a intermediate lap would be for Polkacha?
I'm guessing a mid-27.
Yeah, a mid-27 does sound pretty fast. That would require us to improve a second and a half, but we don't know how much it's going to rain because we don't have it in front of us. Codemasters really should help us out. As Honesy sets a 1:29.084 in the Haas.
I think Honesy will be the guy to watch out for in the... Yeah, Connie is already improving by 9/10, so
the track is getting better. Meanwhile, Mike Edwards, 1:37, is fairly close to the drivers ahead. He could see him improving and catching up to those drivers ahead. Cool Beans will expect him to definitely improve from where he is. The two Racing Point drivers, 6/10 and 9/10 away from Honesy, so good results from them right now. As I think I just saw, that's Red Dog going off into the gravel at the second Lesmo, so this lap will be ruined for him. As Cornet goes into a 1:28, so that is the 9/10 improvement that you were talking about, Kachao. Do you see anything really special on that lap, or just the track evolving?
It's just people getting used to the wet conditions. That's what I personally really like to do, is just put in a fair amount of fuel and then just go out and get some laps in. That's like the best way to improve. So.
Yeah. So I just saw Red Dog coordinate a tow with Big Boy up into Parabolica from turns 10 to 11. Let's see what Big Boy's time is going to be when he crosses the line. And he improves by 3/10. That's going to put him in P6. Good time from him. He's only about 200ths back from Guillaume, who's normally a pretty good qualifier. Guillaume, of course, this is his home race, so Guillaume will be expecting to do well.
I think 2 home races today, both Ferraris.
Yes, Oricalde and Guillaume. And Schietta would be in his home race, but he's not here right now, so I don't know, Alberto. You have to talk to him, but he's
Mr. Wood, where he belongs, in the grass next to the track.
So that's mean. My teammate, Mr. Woot, he had an unfortunate result yesterday, but that obviously was of no fault of his own. I don't want to speak too much on the subject. If I speak, I will be in trouble, and I do not wish to be in trouble. Anyways.
Meanwhile, 5 Cool Nice already in the mid-27s, so I think I will go lower and say low 27s as a pole time, maybe even 26s.
Yeah, it could be, especially as the track continues to evolve. Looks like Cornet starting another flying lap. Actually, that wouldn't really make any sense. He's not pushing. Yeah, ignore me. If he is, that's very strange. He's in hot lap, though. I don't think so. Anyways. Tommy Lee wasn't in the NRL race yesterday. My former teammate, Red Bull for life, P3 right now. Going through the Lesmos into Lesmo 2, keeps it nice and tight. So he and Henry Rogers, who has not set a time, the time trial wizards. Yeah, Henry Rogers still in the box. Right now, cool guy, P19. So yeah, kind of a lull. Most people resetting, trying to get some more fuel. 5 scoops goes to 1:27.7.
He's improving in sector 2, so I think he's about to improve his lap once again.
Yeah, I think he might run out of ERS though. Coming in the line, I think it might not matter for him. He's, of course, our championship leader, up 40 points. Let's see what 5 scoops does coming to the line. And he does improve by a 10th. 1:27.6, so that's a good time from 5 scoops.
Connie not improving.
Not that we know of, but I think he's starting in... Oh, no, he does.
Oh, he did improve.
He did improve 2/10, but that's still not enough to challenge 5 scoops time. He's going to have to find at least 2 or 3/10 to beat him.
Oh, very deep into turn 1, huge lockup. And I think he could actually run out of EIS on this lap, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, he turned it off, so I'm guessing he's going back into the pits to go out
Meanwhile, a
again.
little bit further down in the field, Van Rocco and Delta Lima. So we've got the racing points, the tracing points, and the Mercs in formation. P8, P9, P10, P11. So those two teams have been in deep combat all year or all season. And right now, who has the edge in the constructor standings? Could you just give us a full rundown of those? I think we just saw an Alpha go off. Maybe that was George. Thought that was the time trial wizard, but it was not.
Kali, Hornsey goes into P3. So first is McLaren, 144 points. Then AlphaTauri, 134 points. Red Bull, 88. Ferrari, 87. Williams, 59. Renault, 36. Haas, 35. Alfa Romeo, 19. Mercedes, 9. And Racing Point, 3 points.
So yeah, those two. Just one good result could switch everything for those two teams. Of course, your teammate Delta Lima in the Merc. Yeah.
Sadly spawned like 3 times yesterday.
Yes, but we're all human beings. Anyways,
Red Bull. That's Wood.
No, he was already off. He was trying to let people by. Huh?
I don't know about that.
I was watching him. I was watching him.
Okay.
It's on Scream.
If you're watching this, Wood, you know that I love you.
Anyways, doesn't look. I think Five Scoops is on a flyer now. Yeah, he is.
Again?
Well, doesn't say it's his outlap, so I think this is a flyer.
Yeah. He is on 4 level enters,
So he's gonna cross the sector 2 line here. We'll see how much time he's up, if he's up at all. He is up 2/10, almost 3/10 actually. Going into his car, keeps it nice and tight. Tries to avoid that curb on the exit. He has a little bit of wheel spin, but I think he should be okay. That wouldn't have. Maybe that might have cost him a 10th, but not much more. Looks like the the Ferrari and the Alpha up front setting up their hot laps. I think, is that George? I think it is. He's on his outlap. That is an interesting tactic. As Five Scoops goes 3/10 quicker. He may have lost the 10th in Ascari, but it does not matter. He still improves to a 1:27.3, smashing Kachow's prediction. Putting him into P1.
I'm a bit confused by George.
Yeah, so it looks like George was stopped before. Oh, he's invalidated, so okay.
Yeah, but he definitely was invalid before crossing the line, so why did he stay out?
He might just want to get a banker in after this.
I don't know.
But George, interesting tactics from him right now. Delta Lima moves into P9 as he locks up heavily as I go on board with him. The curse strikes him viciously. Still keeps it nice and tight though on the exit. Oh, and he's into the grass. Oh, nearly kept it together, but he was not able to keep it on track. I think he's gonna try and continue this hot lap, see if he can improve. As Lassa absolutely abuses the meter going into the pit lane. So that'll be something to watch for the stewards and the drivers today. It looks like it's drying out a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm always oblivious, so I wouldn't be able to tell, but it looks like the rain is not coming down as heavily now, so lap time may start falling. We have 5 minutes left in the session. Are my eyes deceiving me, Kachow?
I wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Does it look like to you the racing line is getting a little bit drier? Does it look like the rain's coming down less?
Not really, if I'm being honest. I mean, of course, the racing line is forming, that's just because everyone is driving. But I'm not expecting the rain to stop. But you never know in this game, so
yeah,
we will see.
As I just come on with Dami Lee as he absolutely flies out of Ascari. Nearly spins. So I don't know how much he'd be up on this lap coming into Parabolica. It looks like he might be setting up a tow for Mike Edwards, or Mike Edwards might be looking to get a tow. As Dami comes out of Parabolica. See what his time is out of ERS, but that's some improvement. 2/10 for Dami Lee, but he'll be looking for more than that. 4/10 back from Honzi and Orikale in over a second back from 5 scoops as he just goes straight on. So is there anybody's performance that's standing out to you right now, Kaja? Wow, the game is glitching visually, and sorry, that was distracting.
Honestly, I think it's pretty much how I would expect it to be, except Rogers, who still hasn't set a lap yet. But I'm pretty sure he's going to catapult himself into the top 5 once he gets a lap in. So
yeah, we expect that from the time trial master.
I'm also expecting Hornsey to improve massively, but he's invalid right now, so not this lap, of course.
Yeah, it does say he's 2/10 up on this lap. Now 3/10 because he's not trying anymore.
Cornet just started a lap.
And Guillaume left the session, so that's a DC, I assume. I don't think he would have just rage quit.
Don't think so either.
So, yeah, right now, running order as it stands, Adamar, Rogers, and George have not set a lap. That last line, which I will not say on the stream, P17, Mr. Woot.
Oh, those between
Red Dog,
Cornet and
then
Benjamin.
Rocco. Big Boy,
Cornet,
Delta
nope,
Guillaume,
you're not
Will,
going to improve doing that.
Lassa, Mike.
What are you talking about?
I'm doing a call here, an order rundown. You're
Oh,
trying to give the other people some screen time, but you don't want to have that. Yeah. So Van Rocco and Red Dog on outlaps. So is Will. Or Will's actually in the box still. Will, Guillaume, and Delta Lima. Big Boy on a flyer. So I assume Adamar will improve greatly.
I'm a bit surprised that Rogers is still in the pits, because if he wants to get 2 laps, and yeah, he won't make it. Hornsey is pitting? Hornsey is going soft?
Yeah, so Holmesy absolutely messing around now.
It did stop. No. It's not raining anymore.
Yeah, so Big Boy wasn't going to improve. He decided to box. So are other people going to try and come out on those soft tires? I'm not sure that's a good decision from Holmesy.
Strategy.
Because I still see a lot of water coming up off. It did stop raining though. I still see a lot of water. I don't think it's going to be slicks for another 4 or 5 minutes at a minimum.
Well, it's enough if he is faster by, like, I don't know. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, and he can't even make the first corner.
I think it's still too wet for now.
But he's gonna try.
Meanwhile,
yeah,
he definitely is.
Meanwhile, 5 scoops is up 3/10 on his inters. The alien looking to prove he is actually from outer space.
Not improving. Yeah, it's getting dry. But
meanwhile, everyone else is improving 3/10 in the first sector. For everyone I've gone on board with, that's shown. Van Rocco improving as well, up into Ascari.
Connie invalidates this guy right behind him.
So
Connie has to back off. He's getting held up by Van Rocco. He has to back off.
So a bad decision for Holmesy. It's chaos. But Van Rocco coming to the line. Let's see how much he can improve. Maybe Cornet is just going to get a tow from this. Van Rocco goes P13, so he improves 3/10, but that was not enough to move up more positions than P14 to P13. Cornet.
Yeah, Van Rocco is going to drive another lap, so.
Yeah, and Cornet and Van Rocco very close.
I'm not driving, so I would stop the tow.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. The stewards will probably end up having a look at that. Cornet might feel he was held up there, but...
Yeah, no. Van Rocco is they are both on hot laps, so nothing wrong there.
Yeah,
it was stupid from Cornet
looks like Cornet didn't leave enough of a gap ahead of him. We'll see though. Holmesy on board, and he can't even make the first corner. So, yeah, the tire choice, he thought he might gain an advantage there, but it doesn't look like he's going to gain any advantage at all. Meanwhile, a little bit further down, Mike Edwards finishes a second up. It says P9. That's a good result for Mike Edwards at the moment. And we'll see if that holds. Will Ans.
Look at Orcali up by half a second.
Yeah, he is up half a second right now. 5 scoops is in the first sector, but he isn't improving. Can Oricale come in? Maybe even steal pole. Will he get a little bit of a tow from Will Ans? I'm not sure. I'll see where Will and Oricale finish. Oricale's going to come up to the line.
And
that's P2, not
not
enough. He still
quite,
needed
not
3 more
quite.
tenths to get ahead of 5 scoops, but a good result from Oricale. Puts him ahead of Cornet, who's not going to add another lap. Neither will Holmesy, so that's going to be front row for Oricale at his home race. Will he be able to convert it? Let's see,
Depends
anybody else
on
on
me
a hot lap?
improving, but
Yeah,
not enough.
Domi improving. Lassa looks like he's behind. Coolbean's off in the gravel. Mike Edwards done. Everyone else done. Sees Red Dog improving. Red
Rogers,
Dog invalidated.
P8.
So I think Adami's the only person left on track that can actually improve. 3 tenths up. I'm not sure this will really put him anywhere. He might be able to get onto the second row, though, ahead of Honesy. Maybe even next
Maybe
to Cornet.
P5.
We're going to see when he comes up to the line. And no,
Yeah,
he's not able to get on the
P5.
second row. Third row, though, for Honesy. He improved at 1 position ahead of Cool Guy. Lassa's still pushing, but this lap does not look like it's
Yeah,
going to improve. Um,
nope.
Cool Beans off, of course. Everyone else off. Mike Edwards. So, yeah, that's going to be it for quali. 5 Scoops taking another pull in SFR this season. Absolutely dominant. Truly from Mars. And a great performance there. P2, Oricale. Very good result, as already stated in the Ferrari. Cornet, P3. Honesy, P4. Tried the sauce, they didn't work. Damili, P5. Cool Guy, P6. P7, Lassa. P8, Rogers. So it's kind of weird to see the time trial boy this far back right now, but he'll be improving in the race. He's probably set up his car a little bit more for the dry. Cool Beans P9, Mr. Podium. We'll see him, expect to see him improve as well. Mike Everts P10, P11 Will Lands. I did not get to go any further. I think in P12 it was Delta Lima. As we see
Marocco.
that beautiful helmet from Will Lands. Actually, it was Van Rocco.
Yep. Oh, they're right behind each other, so
Yeah, so
not too far.
Van Rocco, and then in P12 with a 129.1. That's a pretty good result from him. He was behind Delta Lima and the other 2 racing points, but he ended up getting ahead of them. Then Delta Lima, of course, in P13. Guillaume in P14. So I don't know if I didn't see that he was able to reconnect. So that may be a big issue for Guillaume. I'm not sure he's in the lobby right now. P15
I
Big
think he
Boy.
did join back.
P16 Red Boy. A Red Boy. Red Dog. P17 Adamar. P18 the name just cannot be spoken on stream, buddy. I need you to change that. P19 George and P20 Mr. Woot with a DSQ. So what happened there? I did not see that.
I think it's just typical Mr. Wood things, if I'm being honest.
I'm pretty sure Codemasters absolutely glitched us as they always do against Team Renault. Last time I was in Italy, I couldn't even see the car behind me and was punted off the track, so that was cool. Hopefully nobody suffers a
I
desync
lost the
today.
win. Hey.
Anyways, all about me, narcissism. I'm the only person in this world. Anyways, so what would be the ideal tire strategy for,
Medium soft.
yeah, medium soft? I think some people will opt for the hards if they're not confident in their tire, where I have in the
Yes.
past. So
Yes.
that medium line is very fine, isn't it?
So I think the top 10 will all go medium soft. Maybe someone like Henry, for example, Rogers, will try to start on the softs and make up positions early. But apart from that, I don't see anyone starting on the softs because they will have a huge disadvantage towards the end. Don't see anyone choosing the hards so far.
Yeah, I will go to the race director. Of course, everybody has plenty of time to make decisions because we're not hitting ready up on the grid, which is absolutely gnarly.
So gnarly, dude.
Yeah, bro. Okay, and Guillaume has returned into the lobby. He's back.
Alright, thank you, Dex. Rogers had a one-shot quali.
I see. So
that's
Rogers.
why he didn't
That's
go
right.
out.
I was a steward. I made that decision. He he retired on track. So if you're listening to this broadcast, do not retire on track. We will send you the Shadow Realm next quali. Where are we going next week? Let's go check.
I think
we're going
the
to
same
Australia, and
happened
you don't want to be. You do not want to be at the back of the grid there.
Yes.
I will do it to you so easily. Don't
I
punt
think
people
the
either.
same actually happened to Adomar. I think because he also retired on track. But I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah. So it looks like nobody is going for the hards.
Enough guys on the softs outside the top 10 though.
So yeah, right now as the running order stands for the tires, this will change, and I'll give us another rundown before the actual lobby starts. We have Mr. Woot, George HDY, that guy. I can't say his name. Adamar, Red Dog, Big Boy, Kiyama, Delta Lima, Van Rocco. Oh, why am I just saying their names? Softs, 3 softs at the bottom, 2 medium runners. The William, Adamar and Red Dog on the mediums. Everyone up to Will Ands on the softs. Then everyone, then a medium from P10 to P7. That's Lassa, Rogers, Cool Beans, Mike Edwards. Mike Edwards still a very good result for him, and he gets his choice of tires, so that'll be very helpful for him. P6, Cool Guy, he's on the soft, so he and Oricale opting to go different to the rest of the top 10 runners on the mediums. So, yeah. So if you're watching right now and you have not dropped a like on the stream, please drop a like on the stream. That would be appreciated.
Like, subscribe,
Yeah,
and
subscribe to the CCR network if you're not subscribed. We are gaining subscribers still, so that means new people are watching our races and you're enjoying the content on the CCR network. The NRL races, the PAFR races, and the RFL races. So also, if you want to join any of these leagues, you can always contact Toss the Caber in the Discord. I'm sure he loves getting messages. So yeah, he's in the description. Hit
actually it
him up.
wouldn't be too bad if you don't subscribe, because our current subscriber count is at 123. So that's very satisfying.
But please feel free to mess that up and hit that subscribe button. Also turn on the notification bell. You can see any of our streams. We stream a lot of different times as that guy. Once again, I can't say his name. He and Red Dog are both DSQ'd. So yeah.
Oricale is soft.
So Oricale, he'll really need to take the lead essentially.
Yeah,
for something to happen. So let me get tires on. So yeah, actually, it looks like Cool Guy decided to go for the mediums, not the soft. So Oricale, the only guy in the top 10 to be on those soft tires. Oricale, I've seen him in Monaco this year. He had a very good result, and he was able to stretch tires a very long time. So he does have very good tire saving capabilities. So he could make this strategy work. It's just going to be a little bit harder.
This track, of course, very heavy on rear tires.
Yeah, the rear tires and the left tires, Parabolica. You really have to lean on the mechanical grip that the tires provide. Yeah, and the Lesmos and the Scari in the middle of it.
Yes.
So the left side will just be cooking like a barbecue. Yeah. Honzi, Dummy Lee, Cool Guy. So Rogers, everybody's moving along. Other than the Williams and Red Dog, both DSQ'd immediately, so that's probably raging in the Discord. But
ice cold tires.
Yeah, they will have negative 200 degrees from the nonce. Yeah, so we're all looks like Mr. Woot is going to be on the back of the grid very soon. And we're going to get this race started. 5 Scoops will be looking to extend his championship lead over Cornet, who's in P3. I don't think he can seal it yet, but he's getting pretty close.
No, so, he can't. I did the mathematics.
The mathematics have been done, but he's getting close. Can 5 Scoops extend his championship lead? Can Oricale challenge in his home race? Can Cornet or Honzi deny him? You're about to find out. Once we get through this loading session, if we ever do, because yeah, no bird. Yeah, we are going through. All right, sick. So we got 5 lights, or not 5 lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and we're out. 5 Scoops gets a good start. Oricale gets a good start as well. Looks like it was about even between them. I think that's Cool Guy trying to make a move around the outside, and Tommy's going up the middle into turn 1. Whose wing will survive? Looks like Lassa goes around wide. It's chaos. The cars everywhere over the track. 5 Scoops able to keep the lead, though. Oricale ahead of Cornet, Tommy Lee, Honzi, Cool Beans, Rogers, Cool Guy, Willands, and Lassa Haverhals. As Dommy's going to try and challenge into turn, or into the Deli Rogers, you can, but he can't. Cornet locks up. It looks like Rogers pushes Cool Guy wide and Cool Beans wide and takes P6 up 4 positions from his starting spot. As I can try and get the position change meter on. Adamar makes up 5 spots into P12. Absolutely excellent start for Adamar. Oh, it's chaos. I don't see anything else
Mr.
happening right now.
Wu. Mr. Wu gets past Red Dog. Mr. Scary. Here gets done.
Looks like Willans is getting a good run on Cool Beans, and Cool Beans is getting a good run on Cool Guy. Can either of them make the move into Parabolic? It doesn't look like it. They're
Let's
going to
just
line up the
kill
move
each
into the
other.
turn one.
Oh, I'm laggy.
And Dami Lee looks like he's right behind Cornet. Will he try and make the move? As 5 Scoops sets the fastest lap of the race so far. And it looks like, is that Dami Lee AI, or is that... Why is Honzi and
I have
Cornet...
no idea. Everything is glitching for me
Looks
right
like
now.
they are ghosted on my screen, but I don't think they are. As Honzi makes the move down the inside, or down the outside of turn one, which becomes the inside of the next corner, and they nearly make contact, but Honzi's able to stay out of it. As Rogers goes around Dami Lee now too, so Rogers makes up 6 spots.
I think we're back. No, we're
No,
not.
the timing's... Oh, and Dami nearly runs into Rogers, but he's able to avoid him around the outside. That was a miracle that we didn't have contact. This Cool Guy takes the position around Dami Lee. Dami Lee will have picked up a penalty there. I don't know how much time it would have been. 3 seconds. Yeah, he just completely cut the corner to avoid contact. Actually worked out pretty well for him.
Apparently we're having... No, it's... this game is so glitchy.
Yeah, so it looks like blue flags, but that doesn't really make sense unless there is a glitch in the lobby. Which would be something the Codemasters would do. I'll keep my eyes on the Discord. Kachao, if you could keep your eyes on the Discord.
Yes, of course.
Does not look like we're going to be restarting. So this is the run. Looks like Honzi in a good spot to get a slipstream, but I think he's just going to sit back and tow for Cornet. He doesn't, or tow with Cornet. He doesn't really want to fight him right now. Meanwhile, 5 Scoops opened up a 1.6 second gap to Oricali, so he's already out of DRS. Oricali on those soft tires. And it looks like, is that Dami trying to get around Cool Guy? Maybe he sets up a switchback. Cool Guy on traction has an issue. Ooh! And they nearly have a collision there, but they're able to avoid it. And it looks like Will Ans, up 4 positions, is going to try and scream around the outside on those soft tires. Nearly touches the grass, going around the inside, will be the inside for the next corner, and he's around Cool Guy. So an absolutely excellent start for Will Ans. Up 5 spots from P11 into P6. Those soft tires really working to his advantage.
Tommy has been a bit of a punching bag so far this race. Everyone just makes contact with him. I don't know if it's just Tommy being in unfortunate positions or if people just don't like him.
Well, that's not... We're not going to comment on that. Will Ans, of course, in a very good spot now on those soft tires.
Never mind, we're fine.
Okay. Yeah, looks like Cool Guy. So this is our closest set of battles right now. Will Ans, Cool Guy, Dami Lee, Cool Beans, and Lassa all on a train. Then there's a gap of 2 seconds to Mike Edwards in P11. Big Boy in P12, looking to make a move on Mike Edwards actually, but he thinks better of it in P12 with Adamar in P13. Those two have made up 3 and 4 positions. Then Guillaume in P14 still. Mr. Root, my teammate, 5 positions, that's right. He was being trash talked by Kachao, but he is in a very good spot as he's got DRS of Guillaume and Adamar ahead. It's a huge train. Will any of them think about a move? They all think better of it. Guillaume goes into the grass, and he's going to have to take the runoff there. That was nearly a big accident. He's going to have to wait for the cars to come ahead, and he does. So Guillaume's going to lose out there. Mr. Root gaining another position. Meanwhile, Rogers looking to go down the inside of Honzi into the Della Roggia chicane. Honzi sticks it around the outside as Rogers locks up, but Rogers going to think about coming back at him into Lesmo 1. He thinks better of it. This is great racing, isn't it?
Smart that is. Yeah, but I don't know how smart that is because they keep losing touch to Cornet, and once you're out of DS, it's so hard to get back in.
Oh, I'm not saying it's smart, but I enjoy commentating over it. I enjoy seeing that wheel-to-wheel action as Will Ans latches onto the back of this train now as well. So this train is going to extend from B3 all the way down to P10. Yeah. Mike Edwards right now coming under pressure again from Big Boy. Mr. Root made up another position while we were on the board with the other battle into P13 now. 7 positions actually. He's made up 2 on Adamar and Del Solima, so maybe they had contact. I did not see. Van Rocco losing 4 positions, which is very unfortunate for him. I think that was Big Boy makes a big mistake in Parabolic. He lets Adamar and Mr. Root through, so that's 8 positions, and Mr. Root could line up another move here on Mike Edwards. Doesn't look like there's any other moves going on ahead of me, so I can stay on board with this. Doesn't look like Mr. Root's going to be close enough. Yeah. Kachao, what would you say the tires will be like for the soft and medium runners right now? Who would have the distinct advantage, you'd say?
Um, I'm guessing that the mediums are still slower than the softs, but not for long. I would say in around 1 or 2 laps we will see a switch, meaning that Conne, for example, will catch back up to Kali. That's my guess at least,
Yeah,
because
that would make sense. Meanwhile, Orkali he's actually close to the DRS. I think we lost somebody. Is
oh,
that
hello flag. No, it's fine.
that's that the name that shall not be spoken. Orkali
Benjamin.
still yes, but anyways, 1.2 seconds is the gap to 5 scoops ahead. Orkali's still in with a chance of if he could latch into DRS, that would be really helpful for him as his tires go off. But I think that's gonna be really tough. 5 scoops actually using a lot of ERS to stay up, keep this gap at level. They're about at the same. So Orkali honestly doing a very sterling job. He set a 3-second gap to Cornet, so a home podium would be really ideal for Orkali.
Wood and Mike Edwards touching going down the straight.
Yeah, and it looks like Mr. Wood is going to be able to stay ahead. Mike Edwards thinks about sending it in. Oh, and he does.
Nah,
oh, but he's around.
yeah.
That was a late move from Mike Edwards, and he's going to
Yeah, that
suffer
was
the
way
punishment
too
of spinning
ambitious.
around. And
That was
Mr.
way
Wood's
too
going to keep
ambitious.
that position. Mike Edwards will really rue that decision, but he wanted to have a go. I don't think there was enough tire or traction
No.
for him to do that.
Way too late on brakes. Nothing wrong on Woods and definitely not his mistake.
Meanwhile, Honesy closing into Cornet. He's closed up that gap to 4/10. Rogers also bearing down on him behind, so it looks like Honesy will be thinking that he has to get around Cornet soon because he doesn't want to get passed by Rogers.
Also, the gap is still increasing to Orkali. It was at around 2.5 seconds a few laps ago, but it's already up to 3.5
As
seconds.
Rogers makes a move on Honesy,
Rogers,
going
yes.
towards Parabolica. Who's going to be willing to break the latest? And Honesy is, because he's just a master on the brakes. Honesy's now going to be lining up a move on Cornet. Willand's just sitting back and watching in the background. So I think Honesy and Rogers will have the DRS. Could this be a 3-way fight into turn 1?
I think Connie knows that Honesy's faster, so he is defending, but I think it would be the smartest to just let him go and stick with him.
Meanwhile, Cool Guy closing in. Actually, no. Willand's closing in on Rogers. He's in the tow. He's got ERS activated, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the move. He thinks about trying to fake him into a mistake. Oh, it is so close. We could have a pile up at any second. Everybody's towed up into another car. Dami Lee very close to Cool Guy ahead. And Lassa and Cool Beans also just waiting to see if there's any more mistakes. As the Williams suffers another issue at turn 1. Meanwhile, Corny kind of extending that gap again.
Rogers had a bit of a moment out of turn 2, which put William in position to get very close. Honesy deep into Scary.
And so that's going to give Rogers an opportunity. Rogers into overtake. He has a lot more than Honesy. Both of them are actually in overtake. But Rogers is going to be right up in that tow. This will be really close going into Parabolica. Not a place you see overtakes done. And Honesy, oh, but he breaks on the grass. He's going to run wide on exit. That's going to give Rogers an opportunity to go back up the inside. Kind of a switchback. Both into overtake. Will either of them be able to catch Cornet ahead? Looks like Cornet's really struggling. They're both in the tow. Cornet moves to the middle.
This is so sketchy. I hate this run down to turn 1.
And it looks like Rogers, so close. He's around the outside of Honesy. They're still side by side through every corner.
Honesy with his controller traction.
Yes, and it looks like Rogers is going to try and roar around the outside of Curva Grande. Down the inside.
Jesus.
And he gets the move done finally. Rogers finally moves into P4. Absolutely excellent move from Henry Rogers. He's able to keep side by side for so long. What were you saying, Kachao?
Something happened in turn 1 and Cool Beans just got a 3-second penalty, which you don't see too often.
From Cool Beans, no, you do not. Kachao, if you could give us an update on the warnings, I'd really appreciate it when you got a chance. I think that's Mike Edwards off again. He made contact with, I think that was Red Dog, it looks like. in P17, so he's struggling. Further down the field, looks like Van Rocco and Delta Lima both have 3-second gaps. So they're driving some very lonely races right now. But hopefully that'll change. If there's a safety car, I think they'd be in a good spot. If we go to the tires right now, Will Ann's the only person around him on the soft, so he really needs to keep trying to make progress. Looks like his tires are good, though. Is that Van Rocco? He spun at Ascari! No! I've cursed him! And he's in P16 now. He can get his race underway still. But he's going to let one of the racing points by his rivals. I think that's Honesy and Will Ann's fighting into turn 1. They're all fighting. I missed it. And Cool Guy and Tommy Lee going wheel to wheel through every corner. It looks like Will Ann's is actually ahead of Honesy. So Honesy gets passed again. Does he have wing damage or something?
I don't.
It doesn't look like it, but it looks like he's really struggling for pace right now as Rogers is all over the back of Cornet.
And he just got a penalty.
Yeah, so Rogers, he does struggle with penalties. We saw it yesterday in the race in Canada.
Yes.
So,
Will.
And Will going side by side with Honesy. I didn't catch that one because I was on board with Henry. Looks like Cool Guy's actually going to get a run on Honesy now into Ascari. He's in to overtake. Will is also going to get a run done on him.
Don't.
Cool Guy picks up a penalty for his troubles there. Tommy Lee runs extremely wide. Oh, he spun! And Lassa
I think he just kept it out of the wall.
That was a miracle for Tommy.
Geez, what is going on right now?
It's absolute chaos from P3 all the way back to P10. Absolutely excellent racing overall. Cool Guy's going to look to get a run on Honesy. Honesy must have an issue, correct? He's really falling like a box of rocks at the moment. Cool Guy in the tow. We know he's not afraid to try and make a move.
Are you showing the tires, by the way?
Yes, I am. Both on mediums.
Okay. No, I saw Anthony Hudson ask, so...
Yes, sorry, Anthony Hudson. I've got it on. That was a little bit late for me, but it's on now. I think that's...
Benjamin...
And he's retired. Is that a damaged retirement? Because there were yellow flags. I'm not sure.
His car's not moving, so... How are you going to...
And yes, we have a VSC. So those soft runners, I don't think they're close enough to the box for the VSC to help them out here. If you were on the soft tires, would you try and box under this VSC?
So what I just saw that the question was if you can see the tire wear. Sadly, we cannot see the tire wear in comms. You can only see that when you are racing yourself, so we can only guess. If I'm on the softs and I come around the pit entry, I would definitely pit now.
So we'll see what Oricale does. He's, of course, almost in the gap. Oh, that's a drive-through penalty for multiple drivers. Who picked one up? That was just Mike Edwards. Oricale decides to actually go around another lap, so I think he's trying to make that medium stint easier for him, and it says the pit strategy is just open for the medium tires. Mike Edwards is going to be kicking himself. Yeah, so Honesy gets a good run on Will ahead. Rogers as well. Will Rogers think about a move into turn 1? Yes, he does. Down the inside for Henry Rogers. Shoves him wide. Cornet pushes him wide. Rogers onto the grass. Both of them are almost at a standstill. Will Ann's coming up close. Will Ann's gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, so I didn't see what happened behind, but something massive must have happened. Cool Guy going around the outside of Honesy. There's everything going on at once.
Oh, you will have a lot of fun in the stewards, I think.
Yeah, I think people are going to be raging. Will Ann's gains another place from, or it says he gained a place from corner cutting, so that's just going to be enraging for Will Ann's.
Yes, 10 seconds of penalties now.
It's Cool Beans and I think that's Honesy goes side by side, so Honesy's still having issues. He must have light green damage. It doesn't make sense that he's struggling this much.
So do you know how that works? Does Will now have to wait 10 seconds in the pits?
I think he can only serve one penalty at a time, so I'm assuming he's going to have one of his penalties right away. So Will has 10 seconds of penalties. He'll be raging in the cockpit just like Dan ticked him in real life. Rogers giving a little wave to Cornet. I'm not sure what they're thinking because those two really went at it in turn 1.
Meanwhile, the two guys who gained massively from all this chaos are obviously Oricale and 5-1, 10 seconds out of the rest.
So Oricale still kind of in the gap of 5 scoops, actually. He really hasn't been dropped, and to me that's very impressive for Oricale. I know 5 scoops isn't using all of his ERS, but Oricale normally not a driver who can challenge 5 scoops.
Yeah, and I said like 7 laps ago that I would suggest the mediums to get faster now, but it's not the case so far.
Yeah, so maybe
Oh,
Five Scoops isn't giving his maximum effort, but we don't know that
oh,
for sure. As Willands
Rogers
and Cool
and
Guy are going wheel to
Williams.
wheel, and Willands
Oh,
able to stay ahead of Cool
yeah.
Guy. So Willands is now out of the DRS of Rogers after whatever happened at turn 1 that we missed while we saw the other two drivers that had Rogers and Cornet fighting. This is just absolutely excellent racing from P3 all the way down to P10. I'm not sure it's the smartest way to race. This Cool Guy starting to get a run on Willands going into the Scar Chicane. Can Cool Guy get ahead? Outbraking Willands. Willands trying to stick it around the outside. They're going side by side through this corner. I would not recommend that if you're there. No! Willands is off! And that's a broken wing for Will.
No way.
And it looks like Lassa now getting a run onto Cool Guy into the Parabolica, but he's not going to be able to make the move around the outside. Can he set up a switchback on Cool Guy? Willands, prayers are sent out to his front wing, which is just dead. Now, looks like Holmesy and Lassa. Oh my god, they're going to go 3 wide down the main straight.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
It looks like they're going to go side by side, the two Hasses into turn 1. This is just brilliant racing. Looks like Holmesy able to stay ahead of Cool Guy. Now Tommy Lee is going to have a chance to attack Cool Guy, who is looking like he's starting to struggle a little bit with tire wear. Tommy Lee trying to go around the outside into overtake, trying to make the move into the Della Roggia chicane. And oh no! Oh! And Cool Guy's off! No! Cool Beans gets around him. Absolute chaos.
And we get a safety car. Jesus.
And I can catch my breath finally.
This is so bad for Orcali. This is so bad for Orcali. He just went into the pits.
Yeah, so that's going to put Orcali in P10, but those medium runners will probably box, correct? So
yeah, they have
under
to,
the safety car, I think that's definitely the move. We'll see who decides to stay out, who decides to stay in, but he's going to totally lose touch with 5 Scoops. So that's really unfortunate for Orcali. He'd run such a perfect race. He doesn't have any penalties. My heart is broken.
So, I think people have to go into the softs, which will be a stretch towards the end.
So that could give Orcali an advantage against 5 Scoops, correct? If they all line up.
He's going to lose track position, I think. Cornet gets 5 seconds.
5 second penalty. Oh!
Rogers 5 seconds for a severe collision.
Do you think Rogers? Do you think Rogers ran into 5 Scoops there?
Yes. That's what I'm guessing. No, Cornet.
Or Cornet, sorry.
That's what I'm guessing. Yeah. And
and Rogers has been held by everybody in the field. He's gonna come out behind Cool Guy. All that work on the first stint undone by Codemasters, and Holmesy disqualified.
What is going on?
Oh, my brain! I can't keep up.
This is absolute chaos.
Oh my lord! What is happening?
And Henry Rogers gets a corner cutting pen under safety car?
Ah!
And Holmesy doesn't seem too happy right now.
Sorry if I sound like a little female, but oh my lord! It's unbelievable!
This is chaos.
And Holmesy's left to say he's out of the race! So Orcali, after all that chaos, is cycled through into P2!
And Van Rocco also gets 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. I don't know how that works.
Oh, and he's disqualified!
He's also disqualified!
Oh my god! So...
Wait, so...
Is Codemaster screwing some of our drivers?
I feel like Van Rocco might have tried to lap himself, but it was too early.
That could be the potential result. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it like differently, because he was 35 seconds ahead of the guy behind and 30 seconds behind the guy ahead, so I don't know what is going on right now. But I really want to know how Holmesy got disqualified, because he was in P1.
Yeah, so that is, everyone is stopped now. So there's a lot of pens in the field as well. Cornet, Rogers. I'm sure I'll have my absolute hands chock full with this.
Oh yeah, yes.
And so I'm not a extremely happy man, but we'll see.
Will Ants and I had a similar incident in SFR last season where Will went into my back on pit entry. I got a penalty for spinning, but it did get removed, so I'm expecting the same for Cornet if that's what happened.
And Cornet, of course, did not serve that penalty in the box, but he also got another 5-second penalty for something else. Because he has 10 seconds directly, so...
Let me check. So we are on lap 5. So Cornet got severe collision and spinning in the pit lane.
So
I'm guessing both will get removed.
So the severe, I assume those both came from the same incident, correct? That'd be safe to assume.
Yes.
So Rogers will be seeing me in my office. I'm like a bad boy. Anyways. Big gainers from this, of course, are Dami and Lassa. Lassa has really gained from this. He made his stop, so I don't know what happened in the pit box because a lot of people were being held. I saw Rogers lost a lot of positions to being held, but Oricale and Lassa both came out in P2 and P3, and Cool Beans as well.
So looking at the race director right now, Van Rocco got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, and then he got DSQ'd, and Hondy just got DSQ'd straight away.
So maybe Holmesy thought he was supposed to overtake the safety car.
But he was behind the safety car when I was looking and overtook the safety car, and then it wouldn't overtake me. Okay. So Holmesy didn't pay attention, went past the safety car, and then the game didn't let him.
So Ben Rocco's also typing now, so we may figure out what happened to him.
And yes, Nick, this is more drama than Baku. You are absolutely right.
Yeah,
we don't have the same
hey, no spoilers, no spoilers.
Yeah, sorry.
If you haven't watched, we're trying to protect you. We're trying to protect you. It's an excellent race. You should watch that, but you should finish watching this race first.
Yes, definitely.
So I think we should be going in this lap. Looks like Mike Edwards has caught up to the back of the train. And nobody should be on the hard tires. Let's go. Let's do a little quick tire rundown. I've already shown you the pens. Everybody's made a stop. So 5 scoops on the soft tires. He'll only have to do about 10 laps, so that'll be really good for those soft runners. Oricale, he'll be at a serious pace disadvantage to Lassa, Cool Beans, Dami, Cornet behind. Cool Guy on the hard tire. He's on the hard tires. That'll be a real disadvantage. So I expect Rogers and Adamar and Mr. Wu, actually everybody, to have a real shot to go at a Cool Guy. I'm not sure why he's on those tires. That must have been an accident. Mr. Wu on 3-lap-old mediums deciding to take track position over Delta Lima in a P11 on those soft tires, looking to carry the Mercedes flag at this point. George in P12, Will Ans P13, Red Dog P14, Guillaume P15, Big Boy P16, Mike Edwards P17. So this will be extremely interesting, this restart. Where would you go to try and break the toe?
As late as possible.
Yeah.
Like right before the line.
So I remember last season, SFR Season 2, you could go find this race also on the CCR Network if you'd look for some entertainment tonight. It's commentated by me and Nick Brundle, and we saw a massive incident at the start of the last safety car where people were going, and the line is very short, so it'll be interesting to see what 5 Scoops decides to do. We're on board with 5 Scoops in the McLaren. And just waiting, weaving, trying to keep the temperature in those soft compound tires. Lassa behind on the softs as well. In third gear, so he really wants to minimize the wheel spin. So he's just going to wait. He's going to back up the pack. And he's gone. He's bolted. Guillaume picks up a 5-second penalty for severe collision. Looks like 5 Scoops is good. Is Cool Beans... Cool Beans is being challenged by Dami Lee and Cornet behind. Cool Guy is also in the tow. Dami Lee trying to pull out and make a move into turn 1. He's trying to go around the outside, breaks onto the grass. He's going to come really close with Cool Guy. Oh, and he nearly spins with Cornet. Maybe not the smartest decision.
It was Oricale.
And Oricale behind
out of turn 2.
Lassa right now. 5 Scoop's still trying to warm his tires. Can Oricale make a move into turn 4? No, and Lassa stays ahead. So Lassa, a very good result for him right now. He struggled in some of the other races this season, but he's in a very good spot right now. Dami Lee down to P8. He's behind Cool Guy now. And Cornet nearly spins. I think we've got a spin or somebody. Not sure who that is. Yeah, I think that's George. He's still on track, though, so that's good for him. Cool Beans right now in the toe of Oricali. Can he make the move? Oricali, of course, being forced to go to those medium compound tires. Not very helpful for him. Dami trying to make the move around the outside of Cool Guy. Cool Guy will not back out. We know that. And he makes the move. Absolutely excellent move from Dami around the outside of Ascari.
Oricali gets a penalty. Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's a penalty for Oricali, finally. We'll go to penalties right now.
Finally?
Well, I mean, he's been running a very good race, so I didn't take any joy in that. Sorry. Cool Beans picks up another penalty, 6 seconds for him. He's two tenths behind Oricali. He's going to look to make the move around the outside. He's got the ERS activated. Both of them have ERS activated. So is Cornet. Cool Beans is going to try and make the braking into turn 1 around the outside. Can he get it done? Oh, goodness.
Whoa.
They're both knocking wheels, and they're both able to stay on track. Cornet now sitting into the toe of Oricali. Dami, is that... I don't know what he was doing back there. That distracted me. Oricali trying to go around the outside of Cool Beans. Will he get the move done? Braking heavily, and he does get it done. Oricali fights back. But Cool Beans looking to make a move into this first Lesmo. Down the inside. This could end in tears. Gets it done. Cornet also makes the move around Oricali. Rogers makes the move down the inside. Oh my goodness. And Rogers is off.
That was way too ambitious what he tried there.
Yeah, and he's retired from the session. Will that bring out the safety car?
That is going to be another one-shot quali or quali ban because he retired once again.
We'll see. Oh, Lord. Anyways, Cornet and Oricali. Cornet made a very opportunistic move there. It was excellent, really. Right now, we're kind of, this is like a tolerance. As Dami Lee now coming up to Oricali around the Parapolica. Oricali, of course, it's really unfair to him, you know, the strategy that was done out to him.
Well, he did choose to start on the soft.
Yeah, yes, but he was having a very sterling job. As Cornet tries to go up the inside of Cool Beans, and he just tries to hang it around the outside. He's on the grass. Dami Lee keeps it around Oricali as well, and Adamar into P6.
Where did Adamar come from?
From out of nowhere. The Williams, the Turk, the Swede, into P6. We don't know which one he is. Can he hunt down Dami Lee ahead? How many pens does Adamar he has? He only has 3 seconds, so he is in position to potentially nag a podium if he can keep up this pace. Oricali, meanwhile, still on the back of Adamar. Mr. Woot in P8. So I'll go to position change real quick as Dami picks up another 3-second penalty. Adamar has picked up 11. I mean, I'm telling you, 11 spots. Meanwhile, Mr. Woot, my hero, 12 spots. 12. So those two would be my driver of the day contenders. Do you have any driver of the day contenders right now for you, Kachow?
Adamar or Lasse?
Yeah, Lasse, 5 spots. He's in a great spot, kind of like Sebastian Vettel. You just see him up there. That's a good feel-good feeling for me. As Cornet now lining up a move on Cool Beans. He's in the toe. He's activated ERS. He's going to have DRS, so he's actually not going to use any of his ERS because he doesn't have to. He's going to sail around the Red Bull vehicle, gives him a little wave with the DRS, and says, goodbye, Cool Beans. I'll see you later, son. Up into P3, a podium spot for Cornet. He's going to try and hunt down Lasse now. It'd be very important for his championship that he finishes as close to 5 scoops as he can. The Mr. Mars, man. Actually, meanwhile, Mr. Root and Cool Guy going wheel to wheel. These two have some prior from yesterday. Cool Guy thinks about breaking around the outside. Tries to hang it in there. Oh! Mr. Root struggles with traction on the outside, but I think Mr. Root's going to have this move done. He should. And he does. Oricali, meanwhile, still in there. He's just got to wait for this race to come to him. He might have an advantage later. Would he have an advantage later on those medium tires?
I don't think so. The safety was up pretty long, and we saw in the first stint that the soft didn't drop off too much because he was keeping up with Fünf, so I'm not guessing that his tires will come into play towards the end. But he does have some decent pace, so I won't be surprised if he still has a shot at a podium.
Yeah. Meanwhile, further down in the field, of course, I think Del Tolima has fallen back a little bit on those soft tires. It looks like Yama has made up 4 spots, though, from where he was marooned after his quality issue. So that's P10 for him. He's got a large gap to the person ahead, which is Cool Guy. So that's
Oh, no.
and Orikale and Adamar. I think I
Yeah,
didn't catch that on stream. I think Orikale got by. Might not have been clean.
no, it wasn't. Very, very late move into turn one. Lots of contact there.
Next year that would just end your race, but this year you can still make those moves. Meanwhile, Williams did get by Guillaume on the main straight. That's going to put him up into P10. He will feel very hard done by the penalties that happened to him.
And Orikale just got another penalty, so I think now he's out of the conversation for a podium.
Yeah, so that's really unfortunate for Orikale. Let me see what the pens are. Yeah, so that's going to be 6 seconds for Orikale. And meanwhile, Lassa's still doing a really good job up there.
Yeah.
He's holding the gap to Cornet.
And it also depends on what the stewards decide on the Cornet and Henry incident going into the pits. But right now, Lasse is looking very good for a podium, even in P3, because he's on 3 seconds and every other guy behind him up until Edomar has more penalties than him. So
Sorry to interrupt you. Dami Lee now looking to make the move on Coolbeans. Even though Coolbeans has DRS, looks like Dami is just fully committing to this overtake. He's going to send it into turn one on Coolbeans. Very late braking. Is he close enough alongside? Has to kind of cut the... Oh! And tries to get the switchback. Dami's lagging though, so of course you can't tell what's actually going on.
Tried to go for the switchback.
That's Mike Edwards. Is that a retirement in the box? Yes, it is. All right.
Yeah, he spun in Parabolica, I think. Oh, and now Cornet gets a
30 seconds. Yeah, so that's going to really hurt him in his pursuit of Lasso. We're not sure if the penalties will... Oh, and I think I just caught Dami Lee trying to go around the outside of the first Lesmos with Coolbeans. I think is that Guillaume? He's had an incident. At the Delaroja chicane, he's lost part of his front wing. No!
The race weekend to forget for him.
Yeah, it really was. He got DC'd in quali down to P14, but I missed that. Dami Lee finally makes the move on Coolbeans into the Ascar chicane. So Dami Lee has 9 seconds of penalties, but he's got 5 laps to build up a gap to Coolbeans if he can get out of the DRS. I'm not sure he can, though.
Cornet.
It's Cornet in the toe. He's gonna maybe think about a late breaking move. No, he thinks better of it.
I'm so glad that the race finally calmed down a bit. That was so chaotic.
That was a breakneck pace from everybody, but it was good. I'm sorry if my commentating was not up to par. It's a little bit hard when you guys were just going absolutely ballistic. Anyways, I think Cool Guy just got by Mr. Wood. I'm not sure what happened there.
But yeah, it's Wood is on the mediums, Cool Guy's on the hards. So Wood goes deep into Della Roggia.
Yeah, so
sorry to all the Italian watchers if I completely butchered that.
So Wood doesn't have any penalties, so I'm sure he'll be a little bit frustrated that Cool Guy's fighting so hard with him, considering the penalties, but Wood's had a very good race this race so far, and Delta Lima actually in a very good place. He's about to catch up to Will Hands in P10. He's actually in the toe. I think he's got the better tire compound, Will Hands, on the mediums. So Delta Lima had to lift there. He didn't want to run into Will. Oh, he's so close to Will right now. Delta Lima looking to get more points for the Mercedes team. He's into overtake. Willie trying to make the move into Parabolica.
Delta Lima, very impressive. No pens yet.
Yeah, so Delta Lima, no pens. He's also in a position, if he could find some more time, he actually passed Cool Guy on track right now. And Cornet gets by Lassa. Dami Lee actually getting passed by Coolbeans into turn one. Dami Lee didn't have any DRS. And he's just kind of bumping him through the chicane right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dami has a major issue on traction. Orikale looking to fight back and actually gain some positions. He's going to try and go up the inside of Curva Grande. Those medium tires starting to give him a lot more traction. Dami Lee isn't going to be able to fight this back, and he's going to have to give up the position to Orikale, who's looking to kind of recover his race from here. He still could.
He still could get a P4.
It's possible he could get P3 if Lassa has another penalty.
The gap is around 2.2
He'd have to really make time, but it's still possible. I don't want to say it's impossible.
Yeah, definitely. Not in this game as well.
Not in this race, which has been 24 laps of wheel-to-wheel action.
Chaos.
and Chaos. If you missed it earlier, we had just
Oh,
absolutely excellent battle.
and that's who?
Is
Domily is
that
off.
Domi? Yeah, Domi is off. So Cool Guy picked up a 3-second penalty. I'm not sure what happened to Domi there. Does he have wing damage? Yes, he does. He lost both end plates, so that's going to be Domi Lee's race over. I think Delta Lima... Yeah, I think he's had one incident through there already.
Yeah. First time he kept it out of the wall, this time the wall had too much of a...
Yeah.
What is Domi doing?
So I think he's going to try and continue... actually, no, he's letting these two go by so that he doesn't get any issues. As Delta Lima tries to break around the outside of Will Ans. Oh, this could end in tears. Oh, and Will Ans sneaks it around the outside of the chicane. I saw a tank slapper in his future.
Cool Guy. What is Cool Guy doing?
So Cool Guy's letting Mr. Wu back by. Oh!
What is going on there?
So Will Ans gets a... Oh, and Cool Guy is off! He's had a massive collision there. Will Ans picks up another 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags.
I have no idea what Cool Guy just did. He went onto the grass in De La Roja, then let Wood pass, then hit him into the chicane, and then went into the wall.
So
what is happening?
Meanwhile, this is for the last 2 points paying positions, Will Ans and Delta Lima. Red Dog also has 13 seconds, a very weird number, 13 seconds penalties. He also has 13 seconds. He'd be looking to get a good result. Same as Big Boy. They could actually both finish in the points here for Racing Point, which we were talking about earlier. The battle for the wooden spoon. No one wants to get that wooden piece of material. And these two... Oh, George sends a very late move into Parabolica. It kind of looked like a dive bomb from my POV. I didn't even see George. Gets ahead of Big Boy. So... These guys, we haven't shown them as much today because there was that amazing battle from P3 to P10 as Big Boy tries to go around the outside of George. Domi Lee retires in the pits. Can Big Boy get the move done around the outside? Ooh, and he's going to have to concede to George. So we haven't shown much of these guys, but that's because the move, the racing up front was truly spectacular. So I apologize to some of the drivers a little bit further back. That was my bad, but I just could not miss that up front.
Our Kalimi were getting very close to Cool Beans, so
yeah.
P4 isn't settled yet either.
Yeah, also Adamar, 3 seconds back. He's got to find 5/10 of race time if he wants to... Oh, and that's an Oricale race ruiner. Yeah. George, I think he retired. Is that contact? That would have been contact in the Lesmo, so George is out. So that's going to be P5 for Adamar, actually. Maybe... No. Yeah, right now P5.
P5.
He'd have to find more race time to finish P4, but...
Around a second, so I don't know.
Meanwhile, 5 Scoops, we haven't talked about you. It's the last lap, so we'll give you some screen time. You were flying, buddy. We didn't have to see you. Oricale gets around Cool Beans, but I think that's just kind of a exercise in vain at this point. So yeah, 5 Scoops, we haven't talked about you. The alien from another planet. You survived 7 DNFs. 7 DNFs. We have 13 finishers. You survived all the chaos. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm missing this one. Oh, and Delta Lima
missing an end plate and is, I don't know.
It's Delta Lima. Can he make a move? He's going to get by these two if these penalties hold. He doesn't have any penalties, which is a very good job from Delta Lima. Oh, is that Mr. Wu? No, he's off. No. I think he's able to keep it on track, though. He's come out ahead of these drivers. No, he hasn't. He's come up behind all of them. No! No! And that's P10.
Is this going to be a P7 for Delta Lima?
He might be able to snag even more points this way. Mr. Root down to P11. Oh, and there's just racing everywhere. Oh my god, this could end in an airplane crash back here with the racing points and the Red Bulls. Oh, goodness, no. And Big Boy nearly spins trying to make a move around the outside. Cornet picks up another penalty. Oh, that's fine. Well, she's just going to keep on board with this to the end of the race. Cool Guy trying to make a move up. Will Ans is inside.
Why?
Oh, no. And he might lose out to Delta Lima.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my goodness. And a thoroughly entertaining race. Alright, so this is the running order before the penalties are removed. 5 Scoops. The man from outer space.
Oh my god.
Fum Kugel, nice. B1. P2 Lhasa
Oh,
Haberhaus. P3
Jesus.
Cool Beans. Adamar P4 at the moment. I'm not sure he's going to hold P4. I think if the penalties are as we thought they were, he would finish P5 at the moment. But an absolutely excellent result from Adamar. Excellent result from Lhasa as well. A podium for Lhasa. He'll be really happy with that. Orkale, he will feel hard done by the safety car when it came out. Right after that, the switch, he had the worst compound of tires for the end of the race. P5 though, still a good result for him in his home race. P6 for Cornet at the moment. I expect him to move up a little bit. Delta Lima, P7, an excellent, absolutely excellent result from Delta Lima. Big boy as well, finishing P8, very good result from him. Mr. Root, P9, P10. I think that was Cool Guy, P10. I didn't see the rest of it. I will go through it at the end. But that was a thoroughly enthralling race. Adamar definitely would be my driver of the day. I'm out of words. I'm speechless. Chow, are you speechless?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sort the interview situation right now.
Yeah.
So,
If we could, I'd like to get Delta Lima in here, and our winner 5 scoops. We don't really have to speak with him.
I'm trying to get the podium guys. Lasse, 5, Cornet,
Yeah, I think
and
Cornet will finish on
Delta.
the podium.
Yes, yes. So, Cornet, Delta,
Yeah, that was absolutely excellent race. Yeah, you want to do the interviews, Kachow?
have to make sure that I find these guys
So,
first.
hold on. Yeah, let me give us a rundown of the end. Will Ann's P11, so that was unfortunate for him. Red Dog P12, Guillaume P13, George P14, P15 Dummy Lee, P16 Mike Edwards. So basically everybody from Georgetown is a DNF, which is that's an attrition rate that I've just never seen. So hopefully next week we have more finishers because I want you guys to finish the race. But it was truly absolutely excellent race for me to watch, and
I can't find Lasse.
I'm very thankful for that.
I don't know if I haven't added Lasse. Right, add players. Ah, shit, I forgot. Add players, where is 5? I hate when people don't put themselves online.
So I think we have one of the podium interviewees. We have Cornet. Cornet, how you doing? How are your feelings on that result?
Pretty good after what happened to the pit lane. Well, I dropped back to P6 because Henry Rogers just didn't brake for the pit lane.
Yeah, so you want to walk us through that? You've done the same in the past?
I have done the same in the past. Now we have a rule where you have to have a pit assist off, so we avoid shit like this. But
yes.
I felt like he just didn't brake, ran into the back of me, and I got 10 seconds of time penalties, and I don't know why, but my pit crew waited 5 seconds to just change the wheels. Well, I didn't even have 10 seconds of time penalties.
So yeah,
or 15 because after the pit I still had 10.
So yeah, that was kind of a race ruiner for you. I'm sure I'll be seeing you in the steward's office soon. Is that correct? Will you be reporting that incident?
Yes, I want those 10 seconds will be gone.
Yeah, I see. Otherwise, how was the race? How did you feel about your pace?
My medium stint was terrible. I had a huge train behind me. I was just waiting for lap 17 or fucking 15. I don't remember, to pit for the softs, because my pace on the softs was really good in the practice runs I did. And then safety car came, went on the softs, and dropped back to P6 because of the penalty in the pit. And then overtook the rest of the people.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Kachao, do you have any other questions for one of our potential podium sitters? The race results are undetermined, but.
No, not really.
All right, Cornet. We're gonna go to Delta Lima now. So, I think he's in here. Delta, are you here? Hello?
Good evening.
The absolutely excellent result. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, I was sweating. Those last few laps, catching up to Will after I think he had a spin or something, whatever happened. So he was literally right in front of me, and we were pushing each other to the limit the whole time.
Yeah, it was very enthralling at the end from us. How did you manage to avoid penalties?
God knows. I had one warning up until the last few laps, and then I had Van Rocco, he went away for a little break and then came back, and then he was being my engineer.
Yeah.
And then I picked up the second one in the last 4 or 5 laps. But yeah, just trying to keep it off the corners. I think that's the second time I've ever got no penalties.
But I often end up with penalties, so I'm in the same boat, man. How was that first stint? Because we really weren't on board with many of the people at the back half of the grid, because the front half there was just this huge train every fight every corner. So how was your first stint?
Yeah, so I had a rubbish start, and then I locked up into turn 1, had to cut the corner, and then back off to let everyone past, which didn't help. And then just running astern with Van Rocco. He was dragging me along, and then I got in front, and I was dragging him along. So it was very much just steady driving, to be honest.
And did you box under the safety car?
I did, yeah. And then
Yeah.
I got held, like Cornet was saying, I got held in the pits as well for no reason.
Yeah, it was chaos. Everybody was in pit lane, so I think it was just like, I saw Rogers lost like 6 spots to being held in the box by people driving by. So yeah, the Merc box is not good for that, from my memory.
Yeah, that's the trouble, being right there at the start of the pit lane.
Yeah,
It's the worst one.
Yeah. So have you done any special preparation? Because it looks like your form is continuing. Like last talk, your form has just been continuously going up. So anything that you changed recently with your driving style?
Not really, to be honest. I haven't even practiced this week. I haven't been on. I think I got on the other night for like half an hour because it was been half-term week and here in the UK, so schools are off and the weather's been nice. But yeah, just to me, kind of last season I got a bit stressed with it, not scoring, not racing well, and then just went away, had a word with myself, and then just come back to enjoy it. And and yeah, it just all seems to be coming together finally at the end of the season.
Yeah. So this is a good result for your team. How are you guys seeing that battle for the wooden spoon? You think you got this in the bag?
Yeah, B16 boy worries me though, because he's got some incredible pace.
Yes, Big Boy is quite rapid recently. I've seen him moving up the tables.
Yeah, and then Red Dog as well. So I think it's going to be really close. We've got four or five races left. 4 races left.
Yeah, we're going to Australia next week. Do you rate your chances there?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's not my favourite track. I'll give you that one. And I won't have much time to practice this week either. So we'll see. It might be Van Rocco's time to bring some points to the Mercedes team. Bless him.
Yeah. He had an unfortunate incident if you weren't watching earlier, but yeah. John, do you have any questions?
He was in my ear.
For Delta Lima?
Yes, I do. When are you going to perform like that in NIL?
I knew you were going to say that. Next week, Kachao, I'll bring it for the Alfa Romeo.
the sex
right.
car team to pick up more points.
Kachao's carrying me in an RL, bless him.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best.
Is there anyone else in the party right now? 6 people. Oh my lord. Yes, I think. Yeah, we'll go to Lassa next. Lassa, one of our podium sitters. How you doing, man?
Hello. Yeah, I feel amazing.
Yeah, I would too. So, just walk us through. I know your English. You said your English isn't great,
Yeah.
but if you could, just walk us through that race. How was it from your
I'll try.
POV?
Yeah, I had a very poor start. I had to cut the corner, so I dropped back to P10. Yeah, after that I just followed the other guys and waited for overtake opportunities, which worked out very well. And then I had some very clean overtakes. And yeah, then of course the safety car came out. And I went to the softs. They felt really good. And I just had to not spin and bring it home, which I did. And yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it seems like an absolute. I don't know. Is this your best result in SFR?
In SFR, I think so.
Yeah.
No, yeah, P2, yes, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, I'm trying to remember what happened in the pits because it's from our point of view, there's a lot of things happening, and you magically
Yeah.
came out P2. So if you'd
Yeah,
like to walk us through that.
I don't really know, but I saw Cornet crashing into another car, so he had a time penalty because of that, and some guys had to change their front wing. So yeah, I just could go through the pit clean, and yeah, I was in P2 of P3. Sorry.
Yeah, and from that last stint, we didn't really see much of you. I think did you get by Oricale on the restart?
Yes, he made a mistake out of turn 1, so I could pass him, but I was sweating, so it was quite hard.
Yeah. I don't have any other questions. Do you have any questions for Lassa, Joe?
I can't think of any. So no.
Yeah, well, Lassa, I think your English is fine. And
thanks.
I'd be very proud of your result, man. You did a great job.
Yeah, thank you very
So
much.
have a good evening,
Great
man. Have a good
commentary.
week.
Yeah, you too. Goodbye.
All right, I think we have our last human being. He's always in here because he's always winning. And it's honestly kind of boring. When are you gonna let someone else win? It's 5 Scoops.
Hi.
So we didn't really. I don't think I had to show you once, other than the start. So how was your race?
Yeah, it was quite exciting because the car behind me, the Ferrari, was so fast on the soft, and every time just before the DRS point was like 1.0 second behind me, so I have to sweat every time the corner that he don't get at DRS, and then yeah, race was boring.
Yeah. Were you? How hard were you pushing at some points? Because from our point of view, it looked like Oricale was doing a really good job to stay close.
I was on the mediums, I was pushing everything. He was so fast, I had to give everything. On the softs, I will just give 50% because I didn't were sure that the tires will last the whole distance. But yeah,
Yeah.
Araki was fast, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you just checked out afterwards. So that's another excellent result for you. I think. Do you know when the earliest you can wrap up the championship is?
Possible it is next race. No, in the next 2 race.
Yeah. So somewhere around
After
Bahrain or
Australia.
Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But
we'll be watching for that,
future.
man. Got any questions, Kachao?
Nope.
All right. Well, that was absolutely excellent race. My drive of the day is going to be Adamar. A huge result for the Turkish man. It was great job from Adamar. Do you have any other
Guys.
drivers of the day, Kachao?
Guys, don't want to ask if it's okay.
Yeah. You go for it. Go for it.
You know what I have to do. Say hello to Mr. 5 Skips of Ice. Like every week, I think. Like paid that he watched the whole race. So,
Yeah.
hallo Pap. No, it's not nice because Kachau understood what I would say, but I give a shit. Hallo Papa, nochmal Sieg für dich und Straberg. Gucken. Vielleicht können wir es ja demnächst machen. Thanks. So, commentary, goodbye.
Yeah. Kachai, you got a driver of the day or an overtake of the race? Do you have an overtake of the race? That's one we have to keep track of. So.
There was so many and so much side by side action, so I think it's going to be hard to pick one out. Honestly, I don't know. There was so
Yeah,
much going on,
me too.
so I can't pick
I
out.
think
just only
overtaking
one.
the race was Honzi overtaking the safety car.
Yes, agree.
So
Yeah, that's a
that'll
good
be
one.
that'll be the overtake of the race. I think that's it. So that was excellent race. I'm very appreciative if you can still hear me, somebody. So I hope you guys have a good week from me and Kachao. The next race on here, when will it be? I'm not sure. Probably maybe
on Friday, Saturday.
I think it's RFL on
Yes.
on Friday. There'll probably be another test race. We're waiting for F1 2021 to start that league, and then PAFR, or formerly known as FRL, and then NRL on Saturdays as well. So until then, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. See when those races come live on the channel. That's it. Hope you guys have a good week. See ya.